But tonight, I am going to deal with you, Paula Llewelyn, because I am going to expose the people to you, Paula Llewelyn. In 2008, you were installed by the Jamaican Labour Party government. Yeah, we have the evidence tonight, you know. And we are run out, pound. 2008, Paula Llewelyn, you were installed by the Jamaican Labour Party. And so then, you believe that, okay, you're a part of the status quo. You are going to protect and preserve the status quo. And so then all of your works from 2008, right, Mystic Sensation track you and found out that your judgment totally biased against the People's National Party. And when it comes to the Jamaican Labour Party, right, you refrain from charging them. I am going to show the people the evidence tonight. I am going to show the people the evidence. Now, okay. See why they're fighting to keep her office? Yes. Yes. To cover all of this. Now, let me show you Jamaican people. Let me start to calm down. How are you ready? Oh, you ready? Not calm me down yet, man. You ready? Senior prosecutor urges PNP to. Now, let me tell you something now. People, before I play the next clip. Hold on,
It's an article.
Yeah. People, Paula Llewelyn has a lot of mess in her closet. A lot of mess to reveal. So for people who want to speak highly of Paula Llewelyn, I cannot speak highly of Paula Llewelyn. No way, no shape, no form. She's a disgrace to the Jamaican people. Right? She's a disgrace to the Jamaican people. She had taken an oath to serve the Jamaican people. But what she had done? Serve her political affiliates. Yes, Paula Llewelyn, that's what you have done. We're going to show the sequence tonight. That's exactly what you have done. Now, let me show you that it is not only outside persons, right, looking in from the outside, but Paula Llewelyn have internal problems because other DPP had seen it and realized that she's bringing her office into disrepute. Paula Llewelyn political affiliation caused the DPP office, the People's Office, into disrepute by her one-sidedness, her biasness, and her political affiliation. And so then Paula Llewelyn, right, want to protect and preserve the Jamaican Labour Party status quo. I am going to show the Jamaican people this. Let us get into this document to show the people that Paula Llewelyn herself, hold on, absolutely true oath. The DPP has always been prejudiced against the People's National Party. She is the epitome of evil. Look at Nzinga situation. Yes, Big Flex, big up yourself. And we are going to prove it tonight. We have fire tonight, you know. See how we are sweat tonight? Right? Fire. Now, let us show, right, the world that not only outside lookers, right, being curious of Paula Llewelyn decision, but Paula Llewelyn have internal problem. Without any further delay, let us show the people that Paula Llewelyn has internal problem. I want to carry the video I can't play. Okay. All right, let me show you people. Senior prosecutor urges Prime Minister to halt debate on retirement age for the DPP. And here in a letter, I wonder if we can bring up this letter. Okay. Here is the letter that the DPP wrote, published Friday, July 28, 2023. The Most Honorable Andrew Onus ONPC MP, Prime Minister, Office of the Prime Minister, 1 Devon Road, Kingston 10. The Honorable Delroy Chuck KC, Minister of Justice, 61 Constant Spring Road, Kingston 10. Delivered by email and by hand. Dear Prime Minister and Minister, regarding proposed amendment to Section 96 of the Constitution of Jamaica 1962, the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions and by extension the Crown Counsel within the department are duty-bound to prosecute crimes on behalf of the state, to advise the government bodies on matters of law and generally serve in the public interest. This function is of such vital importance that I am moved to respectfully present to you certain critical considerations that affect the amendment of Section 96 of the Constitution in respect of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution at this time. On the 25th day of July 23, the Minister of Justice, the Honorable Delroy Chuck KC, tabled a motion in Parliament to amend the aforementioned section of the Constitution. Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, Captain Pike, has written to the Prime Minister Andrew Holness urging him to hold voting an amendment to the Jamaican Constitution that would move the retirement age of the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, and Auditor General from 60 to 65. Andrew Holness wants to stay long to protect him. Further, Pike has asked the Prime Minister Commission an investigation into the viability of the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution. The bill is being debated in the Senate today. The government tabled, debated, and passed the Constitution Amendment of Section 96, subsection 1, and 121, subsection 1, Act 2023 in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. Justice Minister Delroy Chuck, who piloted the bill, said the constitutional establishing ceiling for the age of retirement for the DPP and AUG was 5 years earlier than the upper limit set in the Pension Public Service Act for a public officer in the civil service. But in a letter to Holness and Chuck on Thursday, Pike said that rationale given to move the retirement age for DPP Paula Llewelyn, KC and AG Pamela Monroe Ellis is flawed. Tell them, Pike, it is flawed, and we know proven that it is flawed. Pike said, among other things, that the Jamaican Constitution is a supreme law and that any amendment to it must be treated with utmost care and due consideration. Take it away. So, Jamaican people, Delroy Chuck and the Prime Minister, prior to make the amendment, was born by Ketty and Pike. Was born by Ketty and Pike. But guess what? No. Mr. Brain was too smart. He know otherwise. Right? So he pushed it along, used their 48 members, right, to amend. Right? And so this is the way how Andrew Holness want to know, push down him foot. You understand, in the people's neck? You understand? Because if it is not his way, right, then it can be no other way. Andrew Holness want to have it his way. Now, now we are going to get in the groove of the matter. The DPP was Andrew's firewall. Megawatt. Me tell them, you know, Megawatt, remember, you know. We before last Megawatt, what did I say to them, Megawatt? I said that the day that the DPP, right, being taken away, being separated, Andrew Holness shitbong is going to pull. I mean, I say it any better than that. Because we know that the shit is going to touch the fan. It started to touch the fan already. Cut your mistake. Catty Pike, we need them to give a chance. She sounds serious. No, people, let me tell you something, Cut your mistake. They will never put a Pike there. Crazy. They will never put Pike there because they know that The amount of corruption is there. But, we are juggled down. Because
Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says come next week, the government will be filing documents to appeal the ruling handed down by the Constitutional Court.
We do not agree with that part of the ruling. Position is that we intend to appeal early next week, so the matter will remain until the Court of Appeal rules.
The ruling means that Director of Public Prosecution Paula Llewelyn's appointment is null and void. When our news team visited the minister, the 58-page ruling was spread across his desk. He admitted to not fully reading the document as yet, but believed the government has a solid case. Minister Chuck rubbished the argument that the DPP received a second extension in her tenure. The DPP should have demitted office when she turned 60. However, she was granted an extension in 2020. That ended last year. The minister explained that when the government passed the amendment, it gave her the opportunity to work up to age 65.
This is a new act to replace the existing provisions in the Constitution. It stands on its own. And in those circumstances, the DPP applied to continue to age 65 under this amended Constitution and has nothing to do with any additional extension.
Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says despite the ruling this morning, the amendment to the legislation was not rushed. The government would have passed the legislation last year using its majority in both the lower and upper house. The opposition, on the other hand, said it was not consulted.
There's no doubt that we try to consult the opposition as much as possible, but there comes a point after you consult, you must make a decision. I think the opposition tries to milk as much political capital out of it, which I think is totally unnecessary.
So you don't think this amendment was rushed in any way?
It's a simple amendment.
It's critical, though, is it?
It's a simple amendment raising the age from 60 to 65, which should have been done 10 years ago. And I don't think that was rushed.
As it relates to what happens now, well, the minister says it will be business as usual, but there are concerns about the impact the ruling could have on several high-profile cases currently before the court. We asked the minister, should the public be worried?
No, not at all. As I say, the status quo remains, and until the Court of Appeal rules, I don't think we have to act differently.
Jamila Maitland, TVJ News.
Allow Mystic Sensation to talk now. Because Pinky cannot get back into the office and Brain cannot save her. Now, people, let us reason. Right? Because Delroy Chuck knows very well. Now, I'm going to talk about the level of wickedness with these people. Delroy Chuck know better. Delroy Chuck knows set. When the case go to Privy Council, the Privy Council is going to kick it out. Yes. What people need to understand, that what the Privy Council look on, the Privy Council look on procedural breakdown, right? Which there is none. So it begged me, right, as it relates to the prudence of this government in terms of how they are spending taxpayers' money. Delroy Chuck know that he can't win because a constitutional court, follow the Constitution, obey the Constitution. The Privy Council is not going to undo that. Delroy Chuck know that. Then my question to Delroy Chuck and my question to the government of Jamaica: why waste taxpayers' money? This is the question that people need to ask, you know. Jamaican, Chuck is looking for an excuse to abandon the sinking ship because losing this case and appeal will give him no option but to resign. Now, Jamaican, let me say this. We know that when a case, right, is brought to the Privy Council, the Privy Council not necessarily try a case. They don't do that. What they look for procedural breakdown, right? They want to know that, okay, all right, was the procedures followed in terms of certain things? Like, for example, right, in Vibes Cartel case, where you have the tainted jury. What should have happened in terms of the procedure if you discover that one of your jurors, right, is tainted? Then you're supposed to dismiss the entire juror panel. As a matter of fact, there was an established case, right, as it relates to Michael Manley, right, that a president already said. So it goes to show you how Paula Llewelyn, right, has not been cognizant of these things and fully aware, right, of certain precedents that already set. Remember that their court, as it relates to the technocrats of law, said ignorance to the law is no excuse. So when Paula Llewelyn now is coming and saying that, okay, all right, she never aware of the precedents that was set. The fact of the matter as it relates to technocrats of the laws, ignorance to the law is no excuse, Paula Llewelyn. It's no excuse. But what I'm going to show the people tonight is not that you are ignorant. I am going to show the people that you are deliberate in your actions, right? And you are just evil and protecting the GLP corruption status quo. That is what you're doing. The cases that I'm going to deliver tonight is going to show people clearly. Now, let us go to the next clip where it begs the question. Big Flex, Privy Council looks for the flaws and discrepancies. Yes, Big Flex. Yes, right? Procedural errors, procedural breakdowns. That's what Privy Council is going to look for. Is there any procedural breakdown in this in terms of the Constitution Court, right? Making sure that they follow the laws of the Constitution? No, there was none. So how then Delroy Chuck, right, is going to be successful in that case that he's bringing to the Privy Council? Well, let me speak from now that Delroy Chuck, that you're going to lose it. That means when the future comes and people say lose it, people them know say, all right, Mystic Sensation when tell him. You're going to lose it, Delroy Chuck. Mark Golden running circles around these JLP lawyers. Exactly. You understand? They have it like Mark Golden. You see them go on, then them have it like Mark Golden. You understand me? I say, no. This leaves people ponder to why on God earth. Let me talk now, Jamaican people. Let us talk. What is it? What is it with Paula Llewelyn that the Jamaican Labour Party hell-bent that Paula Llewelyn has to be there? And so then, when Paula Llewelyn reached the age, it is a fight to give her extension. Did Paula Llewelyn remember when she was taking over from Pantry? Pantry reached age 60, and what Pantry did? Pantry handed it over to you, Paula Llewelyn. Pantry handed it over to you because Pantry respect the constitutional laws and norms. Paula Llewelyn, go back in 2008 when you were appointed. What happened? Pantry reached the age 60 years of age, and has to go and pantry, humble himself gracefully, admitting that yes, time come. I am 60 years of age, and so I am going to leave the office gracefully. Let me ask you a question now, Paula. Why is it that after pantry, gracefully, right? Be your dissessor. Gracefully, be your dissessor. You can't gracefully leave the office. What is it you are protecting? Who are you protecting? But tonight, I am going to show the people. Yes, Paula Llewelyn. Tonight, Mystic Sensation is going to show the people who you are protecting and why you are protecting them. Right? Now we know that 2008 you were installed by the Jamaica Labour Party government, and as such you have to protect the status quo. As such, you have to protect the status quo, Paul. So then, let us ask. You understand? Because this is mind-boggling to some of the greatest liars in Jamaica, because they can't understand why the government is hell-bent on keeping Paula. And so then, as a result of the government behavior, right, it is now causing persons to insinuate, persons to perceive, persons to believe that he has something to be protected. And so then, Paula is that person who needs to protect it. Well, guess what? Yes, it is true. They have something to be protected. SFL needs to be protected. Honest needs to be protected. The statutory declaration can never ever be certified. And so then, it needs those walls of protection. Patrick Bailey needs to be protected. And so then, they need the walls of protection. How Paula Llewelyn is benefiting from that is yet to be discovered. And then you know it's going to be a bangarang in terms of the quid pro quo. What Paula Llewelyn is doing for you, and what is it you are giving Paula Llewelyn? What is it? So then, people, we are going to show something that it ponder some mind. Without any delay, look at these people.
You know what bothers me? What bothers me is, why is it that there is such an insistence, such a desire, such a thirst, which can only be quenched if Paula remains DPP. Why? Why are they going out on this limb for her? Why? There must be an underlying reason. And there's no sparsity of persons who can fill the post. None. It is an odd situation. And quite frankly, I will tell you, it is so odd that it bothers me. And you know, I don't want to speculate and won't speculate because that would bother me more as to why the extra effort. I am troubled in mind. And Paula should just be graceful. Be graceful, Paula. You had your turn. Remember how hard you fought to get pantry out? Remember? And now how hard you're fighting to stay in. Not right. Have a sense of justice. There are persons in the department who expect to become DPP. But the way you are going, they will find themselves on the retirement list before they can get there. Something is not right in the state of Denmark.
All right, take that away, people. As you see what John Fitardo up there, right? Because I made an error, and I like to admit that in terms of when I made an error in saying the Privy Council. So John is correct. You understand? Because I want to make sure that my um, listeners, right, properly informed. Yes, the appeal is not the Privy Council. It has to go to the appeal court in Jamaica before it can go to the Privy Council in London. Yes, John, you are absolutely right. It is my error, right? I should have said the appeal court in Jamaica. So I do agree with you, and I am fix that, correcting that. And this is it. You understand? We are to take corrections when we have, and that's why we have our people, right? Very intelligent. And so then when I see the correction and I observe the correction, I'm going to make it known. Right? I am one of those vloggers who if I make an error, right, please don't hesitate to correct me. At the end of the day, I want the people to get the right and appropriate information. So I want to say big thanks to you, John, for that correction. Corruption, and corruption is the reason behind their action. Exactly. A new DPP has selected. Well, maybe someone can ask me, Mystic Sensation, how do you feel about it as it relates to the new DPP that was selected? All right. I like to deal with these rhetorical questions. I ask them and answer them. Number one, people. As it relates to the information regarding the appointment to Ms. Thompson for 6 months, we have seen where lawyers applauded her. And I'm going to show it. Other senior lawyers applauded her. But for Mystic Sensation, I honestly have a problem. I am going to show you, right, as it relates to her associates applauding her. And then, after we establish that, I am going to show you why I am a little bit worried. And as a matter of fact, let me say this. Any person that Andrew Holness-led government appointed, Jamaican people, you need to worry. We know that, okay, yes, the Public Service Commission, right, had utilized that. We know that. Don't think we don't know. So let me say. However, Andrew Holness has what you call extended tentacles. Yes, you hear me right. Andrew Holness has extended tentacles. One of those tentacles that have Paula Llewelyn working for Andrew Holness had Fitz Bailey working for Andrew Holness. And so then, it is no surprise that its tentacles extend to the Service Commission. You get it, people? And I'm going to tell you why I am worried. Yeah. Okay, thank you. What going on, sir?
Finger too nimble. Hold on.
Yeah, get your back. Okay. All right. Let us bring it up and show you what it shared.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just this faster.
All right, people. It's coming up. It's coming up. Coming up. Document is coming up. Yes, I am a bit worried as it relates to, this DPP. And I'm not just, casting any judgment to the fact that, you understand, she has not given the time to prove herself, right? So I'm going to be a little bit reserved where, certain strong criticism is concerned. However, I am still a little bit worried. And there's a reason why I'm worried, people, and I'm going to point it out why I am worried. All right. Fellow counsel applaud Thompson appointment, but question linger. It lingered for me as well. Several senior lawyers have endorsed the selection of Prosecutor Claudette Thompson as acting director of public prosecutions, DPP, even as some are calling for clarity on her appointment and on the status of the incumbent Paula Llewelyn. The appointment, which took effect on Monday and will run for 6 months, comes following Llewelyn's decision to vacate the post in the wake of ambiguity over a constitutional court ruling on Friday. First, the Constitutional Court had ruled that an amendment to the Constitution giving Llewelyn the power to elect to remain on the job was null and void and of no legal effect. Last July, the Constitution was amended to move the retirement ages of the DPP and the Auditor General from 60 to 65. However, a provision that allowed Llewelyn to choose to continue in the post beyond her 63rd birthday last September was declared unconstitutional, null and void, and no longer legally effective. The government, however, has indicated that its intent to appeal the ruling while insisting that no extension was granted to Llewelyn and that she could have remained in office until she reached 65 by virtue of the amendment. But in the meantime, Thompson, who was the Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecution, has been handed the baton to act in the post for a second time. She previously did so between August 2 and September 6, 2019. People, right here is where bother me. Let me read it over. But in the meantime, Thompson, people, and I want you to hear this paragraph. This is where bothers me. But in the meantime, Thompson, who was the Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, has been handed the baton to act in the post for a second time. This is where bother me. She previously did so between August 2 and September 6 in 2019. Take it away. Let's talk about August 2 September 6, 2019. Let us talk about that. That's where bother me, you know, and I'm going to open people's eyes. August 2 to September 6, 2019. Let us talk about that. This is the reason why I am very much perturbed. Because the association that this current DPP had with Paula Llewelyn, for whatever reason that Paula Llewelyn was going to temporarily vacate the office between August 2, September 6, 2019, Paula Llewelyn trusted her that much, trusted her that much to be in that post until she returned. People, this bothers me that Andrew Holness extended tentacles to Paula Llewelyn. Paula Llewelyn could be the one made the recommendation for the Service Commission to appoint her. See where I'm going, people, and it is bothering me. Margolin, I want you to see this. When Paula Llewelyn has been the Director of Public Prosecution from 2008 until now. However, whatever incident that occurred in August 2, between the period August 2 to September 6, 2019, where Ms. Thompson, right, had temporarily held the post for the DPP until Paula Llewelyn returned, is to show you the level of trust Paula Llewelyn, people, the level of trust Paula Llewelyn has with, right? Has with the Miss Thompson. The level of trust Paula Llewelyn has with Miss Thompson. As wellness warrior Sophia said, too close for comfort. So then, is she there under the influence of Paula Llewelyn, knowing what is happening to Paula Llewelyn? And we know that Paula Llewelyn can't put back her foot in the office. We know that. So all the kick up, and all Chuck go on with mystic sensation knows that Paula Llewelyn, me they tell you that Chuck can never and will never put back her foot into the office. But what I want to know is that Joanne's extended tentacles may have worked through the Service Commission and where Paula Llewelyn influence to protect the status quo, to select someone who Paula Llewelyn trusts. And so the 6 months that she has been given is a test of time to see if she is going to indeed protect the corruption status quo. Well, my question, Integrity Commission, where's where Sophia, clear continuation of more the same. Disappointment is unacceptable. Paula out and her minions shouldn't hold any office. Well, people, that's why I read it to you, people. They are the one who spoke about it because we never know enough. We didn't. We were not aware that she had temporarily replaced Paula Llewelyn, right? In 2019, Paula Llewelyn would have personally selected her for that. So it shows you the level of confidence that Paula Llewelyn has with her, which now in extension is going to speak about their association. And which in extension is she going to protect the status quo, because at the get-go, she started to speak in goodwill of Paula Llewelyn. We heard it, you know. We heard it, you know. The goodwill that she spoke of Paula Llewelyn. And here why I am worried. Because all the goodwill that she spoke of Paula Llewelyn, I am going to prove tonight to the contrary of what she's saying. And this is why I'm worried, because Paula Llewelyn is highly political. The next following clips that I'm going to show to Jamaican people is going to show the evidence that Paula Llewelyn is politically biased. And I'm going to bring clear cases. And these cases that I'm going to show are professional investigators like Assistant Commissioner of Police. Where do Mystic Sensation taking it from? Out of the mouth of Assistant Commissioner of Police, saying to us that Paula Llewelyn is biased. Now, let us get into the meat of the matter. The truth. Why are they not bringing Darren before the court? Not only that, the truth. Not only that, the truth. Rural Reid was supposed to go back to court on January 12, 2024. This January that gone. And Jamaican people don't know nothing, don't hear anything. Andrew Honest, let me tell you something, you know. Andrew Honest, you know, come out and ask people to vote for you, you know. You just take for yourself, you know, Andrew Honest. And nobody believes, say, whatever cabinet you want shift from or whatever changes you want to be done, Andrew Honest, let me tell you, plain and simple. It is you, it's the corruption. Andrew Honest, get it? It is you and Juliet Honest are the corruption. So then, no matter how you film around, change round, flyer this, change up this, move that, if you not take for yourself, if you and your wife not take for yourself, you and your wife are the virus. So there is nothing that you can fix in the Jamaica Labour Party. You, Andrew Honest, in the Max, boy, what is the whole and the rest of the JLP party that they are all so quiet and stay in line? All right, Candy Max, I tell you something, Candy Max. The liquid excretion is touching the pan. Now,
Opposition People's National Party is issuing this urgent statement to the nation in light of the government's confused response to last Friday's Constitutional Court ruling, which declared that the legislation to extend the tenure of the former DPP beyond September 23 last year is unconstitutional and void. Our objective is to ensure that the nation avoids the impending constitutional crisis that could arise should there be no acting DPP in place by tomorrow morning. As our eminent legal representatives have pointed out with clarity in their urgent correspondence to the government's legal team yesterday, the continuation of Ms. Llewelyn in her post beyond her lawful term is not only unconstitutional, but is also a grave misstep in governance. A copy of their letter has been published with our release to the media this afternoon to underscore the severe implications of ignoring the court's ruling. If the government adamantly insists on the former DPP continuing to purport to hold that office, her actions would no longer be validated by law, and it could plunge the country into an even deeper crisis. Furthermore, the current absence of a public service commission, whose term was negligently allowed to expire on the 31st of March this year, without a new commission being put in place to ensure seamless public administration, is a significant oversight by the government that could hinder ongoing public services, including the critical appointment of an acting DPP. Finally, it is clear that the public statements of the Attorney General, Dr. Derek McCoy, and the Minister of Justice, the Honorable Delroy Chuck, in the wake of the Constitutional Court's decision, represent either a profound misunderstanding or a deliberate obfuscation of the law as expressed in the judgment of the Constitutional Court. Their actions have fatally undermined their credibility as holders of those important offices. Accordingly, the People's National Party is calling for their immediate resignations as Attorney General and Minister of Justice, respectively. We urge this administration to consider the gravity of this situation and to act in the best interests of Jamaica's democratic principles and good governance.